guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, Xavi wants defenders. He does not want a marquee signing in the attack. He doesn't want Haaland, Lewandowski, or Mo Salah. He wants the club to invest that money in fast defenders because he feels like the club right now are lacking defenders and have a pretty good attack for next season. Now we have been linked with some defenders, Tagliafico from last January, of course, Alex Moreno, a new name on the table, and of course Azpilicueta and Mazraoui. But from now until the summer, the priority at the club is contract renewals. Now Xavi has taken a big step in the contract renewal of Araujo and Gavi. He's now got involved with their agents to persuade them to stay at Barcelona, and of course the big meeting coming up about Ousmane Dembele's contract renewal and how that will have a domino effect on Rafinha from Leeds, Adama Traore, and of course Trincao as well. And finally, Joan Laporta's advisor Enric Masip has spoken to the media again, talked about Messi, talked about Neymar, Haaland, Mbappe, and what now the philosophy is at Barcelona with signing players, and also about the salary cap at the club as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Now firstly, a very interesting report has come out from TV3 and it's gone into details on what Xavi wants this summer. They've come out saying that Xavi is not thinking about Haaland, Lewandowski, or Salah. He considers that the priority should be to reinforce the defense this summer. Xavi thinks that the return of Ansu Fati, the team can compete well in the Champions League next year. Considering the situation, he does not see necessary to sign a superstar forward. However, he wants Ousmane Dembele to stay, but if he does leave, he would demand a replacement for him. Xavi considers that the aging Barcelona defense is too slow. He's asking for the technical staff to prioritize the signing of a fast defender. When he thinks of fast defenders now, he only mentions Des and Araujo in the current team. Now, this right here probably makes all your dreams come true. To be honest, if we do keep Dembele and Ansu Fati stays injury free, I can kind of see where Xavi's coming from, although I still do believe we need that, pure young number 9 for the future. But if you want to put that off for one summer and really go in on the defense this summer, I understand that. But apparently Xavi does not want a superstar signing. He doesn't want Haaland, Lewandowski, Lukaku, whoever it may be. He wants defenders, more specifically fast defenders. So what do you guys think about that? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. Like I said, I think it's not really a big of a shock, but more so for the fact that Laporta, what he wants to do is sign a marquee player this summer, get the shirt sales up, marketing up, all that sort of stuff. That way it'll generate more money for Barcelona. Xavi's saying no, invest that money into the defense, spread it out, 40 million for a center back, 40 million for a left back, whatever it may be, and that way the squad will be more complete. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But again, Joan Laporta wants to sign a marquee superstar attacker, while Xavi wants to use all that money and reinforce the defense. Now over the past 24 hours, quite ironically, we have been linked with a lot of defenders. Firstly is Azpilicueta coming in from the Sun from the UK. They've come out saying that Cesar Azpilicueta's contract at Chelsea was automatically extended for 1 year due to number of games played and variables being met. However, he still wants to sign for Barcelona this summer and will ask Chelsea to let him leave. Now again, it brings up the problem. We're gonna have to pay something. There's no way his contract is automatically extended and then they let him go for free. Makes no sense unless a new owner is a Chelsea fan since day one and he really likes Azpilicueta. I can't see that happening. So looks like if we want Azpilicueta this summer, we're gonna have to cop up some money. I think 5-10 million euros to do the trick. Hopefully less than that, because he was supposed to come for free. The whole point of going for him was to get him for free, but now the contract was automatically extended. Of course, Chelsea right now do not have an owner. They're just a club with no management whatsoever. So once that's sorted out, we'll get a better idea on the Azpilicueta situation. Now, one of those fast defenders that Xavi might be asking for is Nousair Mazraoui, the right back from Ajax. And Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona continue to have Mazraoui on their shortlist for right back, but they are aware that his signing is more complicated than weeks ago since Bayern Munich have made a powerful offer. So Barcelona are offering Mazraoui right now around 4 million net per season, plus $1 million in bonuses, variables, all that sort of stuff. So he could earn 5 million per year at Barcelona. Bayern Munich are offering 10 as just a flat rate, no bonuses, no variables, flat 10 million per season. Now, of course, that is double what Barcelona are offering. Bayern Munich are a top team. and they don't have a right back. Right now, Barcelona, we've got 2. So I'm thinking right now this Mazraoui race could be slipping away from Barcelona. I think Bayern Munich right now are probably ahead in the race, but we're hearing in the media from Fabrizio Romano, all those other people, that Barcelona is still leading the race. If Mazraoui could choose between the 2 clubs, he would choose Barcelona. The situation of the 2 clubs is very different. We have 2 right backs offering less money, double offer at Bayern Munich, a top side, don't forget about that. And they don't have a right back either. They're playing a center back, Pavard at right back, so we'll have to wait and see with Mazraoui. I think Xavi would be in favor of his signing. He's that fast player that he wants in the defense, but of course, there is fierce competition with Bayern Munich. Now, staying in the full back position, we have been linked with, a new player over the past 24 hours, and that is Alex Moreno. Over the summer, we were linked with him a bit, and of course, when he was at Rayo Vallecano before he went to Betis, we were linked with him as well as a junior Firpo replacement. While Estadio Deportivo came out saying that Alex Moreno is on Barcelona's list of signings. Moreno still has 3 more years on his contract with Betis, which would not give facilities to Barcelona, who still owes money for Emerson and would not have many options to pay. So the club like Moreno, and apparently Estadio Deportivo are very, very close to Sevilla clubs like Sevilla and Real Betis. Apparently we still owe money for Emerson, which I don't understand. We not pay the 9 million euros, and plus we sold him to, Tottenham as well. I don't understand how we still owe money. But anyways, Moreno is on the list of left backs. We'll talk about another left back as well in a few seconds. I like him. I think he's a really good player. Very, very fast. Great crossing ability. Of course, I think Jose Gaya and Ronaldo are better than him, but I would definitely take him this summer as an option. He would cost around 25 to 30 million euros though, which of course is going to be out a little bit of Barcelona's budget, and apparently we still owe money for Emerson. So we'll wait and see. Moreno is on Barcelona's list for left backs. Now, a left back who could be a bit more feasible than Moreno this summer is of course Tagliafico, the left back that we tried to sign back in January, and Sport came out saying that Tagliafico is one of the names that remains on the table to strengthen Barcelona's left back position this summer. I think Tagliafico right now is looking like a good option. Of course, Jose Gaya, 20 million euros, Ronaldo, 20-25, Moreno, 25-30. Tagliafico would cost 5 million euros. You could spend 10 million euros and get Azpilicueta and Tagliafico this summer. Are these, great options? Not necessarily, but they do the job. I think, of course, Tagliafico, 29 years old, entering the prime of his career when you're left on his contract with Ajax this summer. And of course, he wanted to come to Barcelona in January. We wanted him as well, but couldn't find an agreement with Ajax. I think this could be a good option this summer, so keep your eyes on it. Of course, he's the left back that Xavi requested for, alongside Theo Hernandez, which of course is impossible at this moment. So I'll have to wait and see. But again, Tagliafico is still an option for Barcelona this summer. Now, despite Xavi not prioritizing the attack this summer, we have been linked with one attacker over the past 24 hours, and that is Dani Olmo. Gerard Romero, very, very reliable. He came out saying that Barcelona have been talking to Dani Olmo's camp now for weeks. I'm not surprised. I would bet a lot of money that Dani Olmo would come to Barcelona in the next few years. This summer, absolutely no chance. Next summer, the door's open. Of course, Joan Laporta is a massive fan of Dani Olmo, like he is with João Felix. He really likes the player, and of course, Xavi would take him any single day of the week. Big player for Spain, for Luis Enrique. Does he fit the system at Barcelona? I guess he can play that left center mid and left wing role sometimes, but I think he's kind of, a Coutinho player more so in the middle of the pitch, where we really don't have that in our system. But nonetheless, he can adapt. Keep your eyes on this player. I think in, the next few years, he will be a Barcelona player. Of course, a former Barcelona player, La Masia, Barcelona B player as well. Again, Laporta is a big fan, so keep your eyes on this player for the future. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Now, over the past 24 hours, Xavi has been getting involved a lot in contract renewals. Firstly, on Sergi Roberto, coming in from Noussair, they've come out saying the process of extending Sergi Roberto's contract remains frozen. Since his injury, Barcelona have not contacted the player's representatives. Xavi gave the green light for the renewal, but the board are still hesitant. I still can't see this deal happening, especially after we signed Franck Kessié. I think, again, like the other players that we'll talk about, the only way Roberto can stay is if he goes back to Barcelona's previous offer and accept it. The club now have a wage structure in place. They will not, maneuver it. They won't go above it, and that is it. There's the offer for Roberto. It's up to him to take it or leave it. There's still this thing in me that's saying that, look, Roberto, fourth captain, La Masia, born and bred, he's been at the club now for the past 10 years. He's a big, player in the dressing room. Xavi wants him to stay. I still have that feeling that Roberto will end up staying. But if you look at the stats, look at the papers, look at the numbers, 99% he's leaving. So We'll have to wait and see. The question now is, when he comes back from injury, will the club sit down with him and talk with him about his contract situation? We'll have to wait and see. At this current moment, Roberto's contract renewal is very unlikely. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of both Pablo, Gavi, and Ronald Araujo. This is coming in from TV3. Firstly, on Gavi, they've come out saying that Xavi is personally involved in Gavi's contract extension and will talk to his agent, Eva de la Peña. So Xavi now is taking this step in these contract renewals, and the same thing for Araujo as well. TV3 came out saying that Araujo is absolutely crucial for Xavi, and the manager has asked the club to prioritize his renewal. Now, firstly on Gavi, I think in the end it will happen. He wants to stay at the club. There is, of course, that final meeting that is needed that came up from Romano saying, look, there is already, a pre-agreement between Barcelona and Gavi. All they have to do now is just sit down, work out those final numbers, and sign the contract. So I'm not too worried about Gavi. And of course, Xavi is in talks with his agent, Eva de la Peña. He used to be a player as well for the Spanish national team. They knew each other there, so they're, in contact with some sort. Gavi, I'm not worried about, but Araujo is, a bit of a concern in my opinion. I think he knows that he can get money elsewhere. He knows what his value is. If Christensen's coming in on 100K a week, he wants to stay, and I understand that. But the club, like I said with Roberto, have a wage structure, and they don't want to go above it. They have set rules in there, and with this only being his second contract at Barcelona, he don't want to pay him too much. But again, Xavi saying, look, Joan, give this man a contract. We cannot lose him. He's playing with Uruguay over the past few days at right back, putting in man of the match performances. So we cannot let him go at this point. We have to give him that contract renewal. If we do let him go, that's another center back that we have to buy, or else it's going to be long letting him to the next season. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, with Gavi looking good at the moment. Same with Araujo as well. Nothing has broken down. Still in talks. But he's definitely a bit more behind than Gavi in the contract negotiation. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. And this news has taken the storm in the Culés fan base. Firstly, coming in from Mundo Deportivo, they've come out saying that Ousmane Dembele continues to insist in the Barcelona dressing room that he wants to stay at Barcelona. The club did not close the door to his renewal, but only if Dembele adapts to the financial situation of the club. They expect his agent to make a move very soon, and apparently Dembele is saying in the dressing room, I am very happy here, I believe in this project, and I'm also very happy with Xavi. It's clear, it's so clear that Moussa Sissoko is the only problem here. If Dembele was his own agent, he would have signed that contract renewal back in December. It is just his agent that is causing this whole entire, useless storm in my opinion. Now, Goal have come out saying that conversations have resumed now between Ousmane Dembele and Barcelona over a contract renewal, but now it's to be seen whether it comes to fruition. So again, the club and the agent of Ousmane Dembele are now talking again. Ben Aid from BN Sports came out saying that Barcelona are opening the door for Ousmane Dembele to continue at the club, but the player must understand the economic situation of the club, and that's Barcelona's message to Ousmane. Again, it's just the same crap now, but most importantly, they have talked now. Barcelona, Ousmane Dembele's agent, they are talking, and they are planning for a meeting in the coming days. But again, it goes back to what I've been saying now for the past few weeks. He has to go back to that contract that was offered in December and accept it. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybe. That's what's going to have to happen, and we're going to have to wait and see. But Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that if Ousmane Dembele stays at Barcelona, the chances of Rafinha's arrival would reduce a lot. Barcelona would already have a top player, and they began spending on someone who'd be Ousmane Dembele's substitute. They could also try and extend Adama Traore's stay in that case as well. So of course, Dembele is part of this big circle of Adama, Trincao, Rafinha, Dembele. It's all one big circle. If Dembele stays, Rafinha is not coming. And then the club will try and extend the loan of Adama Traore for another season. That way they can pay that money next summer. So we could have the same attack next season, but Rafinha is there just in case Dembele, Adama, or both end up leaving. Now here's my theory. I think with Xavi wanting the money to be reinvested in the defense, Haaland saying no, Lewandowski aging, Salah asking for a lot of money. We all know the club had money to spend this summer. Of course, they already agreed 100 million euros for Erling Haaland, but they asked for another 100, and then that's when we pulled out. There's 100 million for the club to spend this summer. I think what they're doing is giving Dembele the money that he wants, or not that he wants, but giving him a bit more money so he can sign the contract renewal. That way they have a top attacker already, and they can use that money somewhere else. That's what I think is happening. We have now a bit more money available to make the Ousmane Dembele renewal possible because Erling Haaland is not coming. So we'll have to wait and see. is, of course, the big circle, Trincao and all of them. I think Rafinha will only come if one of Dembele or Adama leave. I still think if Adama leaves and Dembele stays, Rafinha could still come in. But again, he would cost around, 30 million euros plus another player as well. So we'll have to wait and see. Talks are going, of course, between Dembele's agent and the club now. The question is, for the second time, will they come to an agreement? Let's now discuss the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, Enric Masip. What did I tell you guys 2 videos ago? He has now become technical secretary at Barcelona. He's Joan Laporta's advisory as well, and he's speaking to the media again. And I told you, keep an eye on it because, of course, very close to the president and everything that's happening around the club. He has spoken to the media again. He's come out saying, firstly, personally, Neymar has always showed that he picks the team that gives him the most money, and that's why he rather sign players that will give their life for Barcelona, even if they have less talent. So again, saying Neymar's a mercenary, he's not going to come to Barcelona at any point in the future. What Laporta does to speak about presidents, we have to give back the desire of playing for Barcelona. We'd rather have a person who is fully committed to the team than a crack who is only there by name. So he's saying, look, the club now would rather sign an average player who would give 200% for Barcelona and fight for the badge than sign a top quality player who does not care about Barcelona. And to be honest, I'm on that same page as well. Talks about Messi. PSG shows that the power of the team is much superior than the power individuals can have, but if you have both, then that's good. Without Messi at Barcelona, everyone has had to change. People have woken up and the team has been achieved. So he's saying, look, we didn't want Messi to leave, of course. It sucks that he left, but in the end, time to move on. And now the team looks better. But of course, it would have been much, much better with Leo Messi in it. Then he talks about Ousmane Dembele. Players must enter the salary cap for next season. There cannot be any more ridiculous salaries at the club. Barcelona's situation now is much more better than it was in December. Now it should be easier to bet on the team. So again, back in December, really had nothing to work with, and now there's more movement at Barcelona. And if Dembele wants to stay, he has to stay in the salary cap that Barcelona have set for themselves. Lastly, on Mbappe and Haaland. Personally, I think that Mbappe has a pre-agreement with Real Madrid for a long time now. Now, it's true that his statements sometimes can make people think otherwise, but I don't see him playing next to Erling Haaland at Real Madrid next season. So he's saying, look, Mbappe is going to Real Madrid, and I don't think Haaland will go to Real Madrid because Mbappe is there, which means that, Erling Haaland will either go to Man City or come to Barcelona, which of course is looking very, very unlikely at the moment. Overall, from Enric Masip, he gave some good words to the media, saying, look, now the club is, becoming better. We're more healthier. We're trying to invest in the team. We'd rather get, mid to good players who have potential, who will fight for the badge, and, a top player who just wants to come for money and won't fight for the badge. And of course, Messi leaving was a big loss, but we have to move on. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an injury update on Gerard Pique. You're probably wondering, Pique is injured. He's not injured, but as you remember, he had some discomfort over the past few weeks, and Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that Gerard Pique has taken advantage of the international break to undergo treatment on his discomfort, which has been giving him problems for several weeks and preventing him from playing at 100% level. He is expected to train on Friday with the first team and be back to normal soon. So Pique taking the time over the international break to recover from that injury that he had, that discomfort he's had over the past few weeks. Of course, he was at 100% against Galatasaray, came off, was rested against Osasuna, I believe, as well. But now for this, final stretch of the season, he should be 100%. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, what are your thoughts about Xavi wanting defenders over attackers? Would you agree with that? Do you disagree? Would you rather bring in a superstar or invest some of that money in the defense? Secondly, on the defense, who would you invest in? Alex Moreno, Tagliafico, Mazraoui, Azpilicueta. And lastly, on the contract renewal of Araujo, Dembele, and Gavi, what are your predictions for that? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah!